Hello all, welcome on our presentation, Parents' Attitudes about Spending Free Time and Reading Habits of Their Children. And I'm Katarina Aladrović, Slovaček, and I made this article with my colleague Anna Matković. And in next 15 to 20 minutes, I will present our research. So first of all, on the left side, you can see Anna, and she's a psychologist. And on the right side, that's me, Katarina Aladrović. I'm a linguist on the faculty for teacher education. Here you can read our biographies. On the left side also is Anna's biography. She completed her studies in psychology, and first she worked as a military psychologist officer, and now she is working at the Catholic elementary school in Požega. And also she is the head of the For Life and Family head of this center at Požega. In her part-time, she's expert in associate at the family center, and also her area of professional interest is the mental health of children and young people, and also family values. She's also engaged in research work, actively participates in scientific and professional meetings. On the other side, I'm Katarina Aladrović, Slovaček, and I'm Associate Professor at the Faculty for Teacher Education, University of Zagreb. I teach courses related to acquisition and learning of the Croatian as a mother tongue, and I'm working with future teachers and future preschool teachers. In my scientific work, I deal with applied linguistics in the field of early learning and acquisition of the Croatian language, and I published about 70 scientific papers, one scientific monograph, and 2 manuals for teachers. In our introduction, I would like to tell you something about free time. That's the keyword in our research. So we talk about free time, especially free time of children, and how they organize this free time with their schools and their parents. And something what we know about free time, that's a time where time for playing, time for entertainment, and also this is the great time for learning new knowledge and skills, and also the time for build important relationships. So some authors think that the organization of free time of children also can have negative factors on the child's development, and the key role in this process is the role of parent. Because of that, we research parents' attitudes through the free time of their children. Many factors influence on this process, as I said. For example, parents' social position, education of parents, habits and abilities, also financial ability, social environment, cultural heritage, and the offer and availability of certain contents. For example, in small towns in Croatia, you don't have many things that children can learn or can use in their free time. But on the other side, we talk about the thing that is very available to all children, and this is reading. In this time, we talk and think more about reading because we don't have enough motivations in our schools for process of reading. But on the other side, we know many benefits in this process. In one side, these benefits are for education. In the other side, these benefits are for emotional and social development of children. In the next 2 pages, you can see our literature review. We have 14 references. Most of them are from the Croatian context, because we research Croatian context, and this is something what is European West and Middle European content in education and researching education. All of this literature and all of these references will be written in our article. So during the last school year, we made one online survey with parents of elementary school in the continental area of the Republic of Croatia. There is, this is the part where live, I think, 1/4 of Croatia inhabitants. So our aim was to determine option or opinions and satisfaction of school and possibilities of implementing child's free time. And also we wanted to know what parents think, what are advantages on one side, and on the other side, what are disadvantages of structuring free time of their children. They filled this questionnaire during the last week of classes, and this participation was voluntary and anonymous. The main goal of our research was to examine the attitudes of parents regarding the implementation of their children's free time. And from this main goal, we make our research questions. First was to examine how children spend their free time after school. The second was examining which activities children choose to spend their free time. Third was examining parents' satisfaction with the use of their child's free time. And fourth was to examine the reading habits of parents and the connection between reading habits and habits of their children. The questionnaire that parents fill consists of 20 open-ended and close-ended questions, and 5 questions that collected socio-demographic characteristics of the respondents. 5 of 20 questions cover the evaluation on the Likert scale from 1 to 5. 1 means I don't agree at all, and 5 means I completely agree. Also, we made some offered answers and open-ended questions, and parents could make their opinions about many interesting area and content. As I said, in our research, we have parents, and in this research, we have 158 parents. You can see in this table education of these parents, family structures, and environment. And for example, most of them have university or higher education. Most of them has 2 children, some of them has 3 children, and a little bit of them has 4 and more children. Also, most of them live alone without grandfathers and grandmothers, but about 13% live with grandfathers and grandmothers. These variables we used in our research as independent variables. And now I will tell you something about our results. Our first aim, our first research question was examine how children spend their free time after school. Something what was very interesting, that most parents told us and wrote that they speak with their children 1 to 2 hours after the school. So they are in conversation from 1 to 2 hours. Also, about 36% of parents wrote that their children are in front of different screens 1 to 2 hours after school. The most common form of spending free time together on weekends, for example, is in nature, in the fresh air, walking or hiking out with friends, and using time with family and relatives. So something what we were very impressive, and something what was interesting, that children talk with their parents 1 to 2 hours. And the second result, which is connected with our second research question, is to examine which activities children choose to spend their free time. Most of them, or half of them, are going to music school. 31% of them train different sports, and about 20% of them learn foreign languages. We expected this because in this county it is very popular music school, and in small towns also we have a lot of music schools. The third result was, and it is connected with the third research question, to examine parents' satisfaction with their child's leisure time. So 65% of parents are completely satisfied with their child's free time. Most of children of these parents have 2 free activities. The most important activity is sport. Then some of them are going to a music school, or they are going learning foreign languages. So some parents think that their children have not enough opportunity or choice for using their free time. Also, they believe that it is necessary to give children more choices in activities that are related to the STEM field, considering the tendency of today's education system and the needs of the labor market. And we expected this also as something what we got in as a response on our fourth research question. So we wanted to examine the reading habits of parents and the connection between reading habits and the habits of their children. So as I said in our introduction, you can choose music school if music school is in your town, but also you can train some sports if you can do it in your town. For example, you can choose football, but probably you can't choose swimming. But wherever you are, you can choose reading. Reading is great opportunity for leisure time, and because of that, we wanted to know what parents think about reading. Something what is interesting that parents are going several times in a month, most of them in library. Some of them are going several times in a year, and some of them are going once a year. It is interesting that 7% of parents read. I'm not sure in these results because I think that they know what we expect, and because of that, they tell us something what we expect. For example, some of them read novels, historical romance, religion reading, classic books of education, and something like that. And in our discussion, I would like to tell you first our limitations. We did this research in one of 20 counties in Republic of Croatia, and most of our parents were mothers. So we have just about 10% of fathers. Also, I think that parents know very well what we expect of them and what their role should be in the context of spending free time. So I think that they give us some response that they think that we expect, but I think that reality is not the same. For example, they respond that they speak with their children every day, 1 to 2 hours in one hand. On the other hand, these children are on screens every day 2 to 3 hours. This is not connected, or we can ask when they learn, for example. Also, we connected the result that our colleagues got in 2020, that children in primary schools are every day 2 to 3 hours in front of the screens. Also, we saw that children are including into sport activities, in music and dance schools, and in foreign languages. Something that I mentioned, that parents think that we need more activities in STEM field, and they recognize importance of reading, but I think that they ignore this importance of motivation and the role of free time in this process. And some implications of this research. We think that spending free time should primarily be coordinated with child's cognitive development. So it is important how old is child and what we can offer to this age. For example, if they are in small age, it is very important to give them foreign languages on phonological base and also some sport activity. But the base for sport is, for example, gymnastics. Also, we believe that parent and role of parent is a key factor in this process, because parents choose and give children different things for their leisure time. They are a good role for this. For example, if they read book, children will read book, or if they train some sport, probably child will train some sports. Also, the second factor in this process is school. they can be intermediary role, and some of these things for leisure time can be in school in the afternoon or in the evening. It depends on school time. So the balance between school duties and ways of spending free time enables the complete development of the child and all his potential equally. And for the next future researches, we think that it's important to have more parents in research from more counties in the Republic of Croatia or wider. And also, I think that will be very interesting to have focus groups, for example, and also the more fathers in specific research is a little bit important because mothers are more with their children, more time, and some of them are not realistic in this focus on their children. And also, I think that we have now parents' attitudes, but it is important to have students' views on their leisure time. And if we will have this, we will have more and very good picture. So thank you for your coming and listening, and I hope that this research will be good starting point for next researches about children's free time, leisure time, and position of reading in this process. So thank you very much, and goodbye.